right now. Listen up.
3, 2, 1.
It's showtime.
That's great.
This is ridiculous.
99.3 The Truth.
You can't handle the truth. Right now.
Ooh.
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Let's do it.
Hit it. It's time for Max World.
And here we go.
Everybody, let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Call Mac 244-0077 or text 809-0993.
It's showtime, everybody! Showtime!
Exclusively on 99.3 The Truth.
It's 7 minutes after 3 o'clock on the 8th day of December in the Lord's year 2016. I'm J. Michael McCoy, and welcome to the Thursday edition of Max World Live, a typical day here in the studio. 67 degrees in our studio. Nice and cool. We appreciate you being here today. We have our special... You're a contributor. I mean, legally, you're a contributor. But you're going to become a team member.
Okay.
Eventually, that's how I want you to look at this. And, of course, I'm talking to Heather, loud and liberal Heather. For those of you that have been with me for many, many years, I used to have another little loud and liberal. His name was Bradshaw. And so after years of poking through the cornfield trying to find the best cob, I have found the one with the most juiciest kernels. And kernels meaning thoughts, the way those thoughts are expressed. The carefulness in which things are said. And so far, Heather, you do a good job.
Well, I take that as a compliment.
It is. I mean it that way. Because I don't care if we agree. I mean, if two people always agree, one of us isn't necessary. Okay? But most of the time when people sit in that chair and they come in with a liberal point of view, my experience with people who are liberal, they tell you what they think. If you disagree with them, they call you a name, and then they end up walking out and cuss you. There's no depth, and so far in the times that we've been able to spend together, you've got some good depth, and I appreciate you being here.
You just missed the abuse from Bradshaw.
I get enough abuse from you. I get way enough abuse from you. And today, your daughter Heaven will be here a little later.
Correct.
And your niece Kara is here today. Say hi, Kara.
Hi.
Hi. Is your voice always that high?
Yes.
Okay. And Kara, how old are you?
22.
And you live here in Des Moines, obviously.
I do.
And what do you do? Do you go to school? Do you go to work?
I work for Glamour Girls Dress Up Parties.
Okay. And that's your aunt's
It is.
parties. Okay. And are you seeking further education?
I am.
At DMAC?
Right now, I was at Kaplan, and I'm transferring to DMAC.
Okay. Copland?
Kaplan.
Oh,
it's
Kaplan.
online.
Yeah. All right, I'm familiar with that. If you could wave your magic wand to be anything when you grow up, what would you be?
A princess. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a
princess? Gee, that's what I always wanted to be. How about you, Chris? Didn't you always want to be a princess when you grew up?
I am a princess.
That's evidenced by said hat.
Yes.
Yeah, he has his Texas Rangers hat on today.
I'm wearing said hat because I'm filling in for the great cat in the hat today.
Bob Montserrat.
That's right. And so since he's not here and I'm doing his job of watching the text line, I thought I'd grab a hat.
He wanted to look the part.
I did. But I've already probably said too much. Bob also texted me and reminded me not to say too much, so I'll try my best to impersonate Bob by saying, mm-hmm.
By saying you're a princess is not saying too much.
Right. Yeah. That's
saying just enough.
That's a real.
That is just a declaration of truth.
So, are you secretively transgendered?
No. I'm just a princess.
Okay. All right, and of course Frank the Verse Thomas.
I don't know what it means. I don't know.
Is here, and of course Jebediah, our ace reporter and producer, is here. Working the cameras and doing all of his magic. Aren't you just about done with school?
Almost. I got about a week left.
A week left. And then you're a college graduate.
That will be true.
And if you could wave your magic wand and do anything for a living, what would you do?
I'm going to take over your job.
Great. Hey, come.
Here's the keys.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
here. You want the office too?
Yeah, sure. I'll take that desk and the chair as well.
You want that chair?
Yeah, it looks pretty nice. I could use it in here, actually.
Well, if you're going to take my office, you have to keep it in there.
Oh, okay.
I have a chair that is massive, just this massive leather chair, and it was given to me by a Des Moines businessman when he passed away, and it actually went to his wife for a while, and then after she passed away, it was given to me, and so that chair, there's a lot of history in that chair. That chair has seen a lot of history in radio. You're talking 60 years probably. So anyway. All right, so why do we have loud and liberal Heather on today? Well, it's because the Trumpster is in town, and you're going to go protest him.
Yes, of course.
What are you going to protest?
Well, this will specifically be for women's rights that we'll be pointing out today, specifically.
For
there's
women's
so many
rights.
things that you could protest with Donnie, but this was-
Donnie. Oh, you're on first name basis. Does he
Well,
call you Heath?
Yeah, he does, actually.
Heathy?
Yeah, when he tweets to me, he does.
He
says,
does. He
"Heathy."
tweets to everybody.
Yo, Heathy dude.
And
No.
so women's rights.
Yes.
What have you seen out of him where he's is not in favor of women's rights?
The derogatory statements he makes toward women would be the first thing I would say. The fact that he wants to reverse Roe v. Wade, the fact that he wants to defund Planned Parenthood, which actually does a lot more than just abortions. There's so many different examples. Him calling women fat pigs and slobs and making fun of journalists because they have menstrual cycles. I mean, there's just so many examples that he does not value women the way that you would expect a president to value women.
Like Bill Clinton did.
What I don't know what Bill Clinton would have anything to do with Donnie, but Bill Clinton.
No. You're talking about presidents who don't respect women. Obviously, Bill Clinton was
Bill
the number
Clinton
one
did not
disrespecter.
roll back the clock on women's rights.
What
he
do
didn't.
what do you think about the fact that Bill Clinton was cheated on his wife probably since the time they were in college? You have lionized and made heroes out of certain people on the left, from John Kennedy to Bobby Kennedy to Teddy Kennedy to Bill Clinton, and they all had issues with women. Every single one of them. But because Bill supported that god-awful right, or satanic awful right, I should say, to murder the unborn, he's okay, but Donald Trump is just a river too far for you.
A man having an extramarital affair on a woman, on his wife, is something different than rolling back women's rights. No matter how you slice it, men have extramarital affairs all the time. And it doesn't justify what Donnie said about women. Regardless, this is about Donnie. This is not about Bill Clinton.
Aren't
it's not
you
about,
being disrespectful to him by calling him Donnie?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
But you're holding Trump to a standard you won't hold the people on your side to.
Oh, not true. Not true. I don't believe that Bill Clinton having an extramarital affair is justifiable. I don't think that any of the presidents who have acted non-presidential and taken advantage of this position in which they find themselves is justifiable. But that doesn't justify that what Donald Trump has done to women. It doesn't justify it. You can't say that this is okay because of people in the past have done it. You have to hold yourself to a higher standard.
Well, first of all, he hasn't done anything yet to Roe versus Wade. He hasn't done anything with Planned Parenthood.
Oh, he's not even president yet, but he has said that he plans to.
Well, don't you? Well, you and I are just going to be different on reproductive rights. I mean, you know that.
Absolutely.
I would never kill a baby.
Well, and neither would I. But I don't think that women go out of their way to say, you know what I think I'm going to do today? I think I'm going to have abortion, because that's just silly.
No, what women do is they don't have protective sex, and then when they end up being pregnant, they kill it rather than take responsibility for it.
Well, that's really a stretch. I mean, you're saying
that
this
is not
is
a
all
stretch at all.
First of all, you're saying it's all on women. And there are a lot of reasons why women have abortions. And we can go on and on about this, but you asked me what I was protesting about Donald Trump, and that's one of the things, is Roe v. Wade. But in addition to that, he also doesn't respect women. That's what this
his daughter would
protest
tell
is
you
about.
differently. His wives
The things he said about
would
his
tell you
daughter are
differently.
disturbing to me. I mean,
I didn't hear what he said about his daughter.
that if he was younger, he would probably, or if she wasn't his daughter, he'd be dating her.
What? That's just saying she's a beautiful woman, and
It's just gross. I would just never think of my child in that fashion. It's just not appropriate on any level.
You understand that JFK, when Jackie walked in the front door, they were literally escorting women out the back door of the White House. You think that's a model?
I didn't say it was.
Okay,
I'm saying,
so hold Trump to that standard.
Hold Trump to a standard that Trump should have held. All of the presidents should be held to. I'm not saying that one president should be held to a different standard. They should all be held to a higher standard. They shouldn't have scandals. Look at President Obama. How many scandals has he had in his marriage since he's been president? Why can't we have that standard throughout our presidency?
Who'd you just say?
President Obama.
Oh, well, I don't know whether Obama messes around on his wife or not.
I think it's pretty safe to say that if he did, we would know.
That's fine. I'm not discussing Barack Obama. I'm discussing.
I think he's been a fantastic example.
Discussing people on your side who Bill Clinton, by all reports, was a serial groper, harasser, potentially rapist of women. Juanita Broderick, Kathleen Willey, et cetera, the list goes on. Did he grab any of these women inappropriately? And Donald Trump and Bill Clinton were personal friends that played golf together. Would you want Trump to start telling the stories that Bill Clinton has told him?
Well, I'm sure that if there were stories to be told, Donnie would be the first person to tell you. But additionally, whatever Bill Clinton did, it doesn't make it right for Donnie to do. See, I mean, if someone goes out and cheats on their taxes, should I say, well, I should cheat on my taxes too because they did it? Of course not.
I find it interesting, Heather, and we're going to have to take our first break, but I find it incredibly interesting that you think that Donald Trump is disrespectful to women, and yet you openly tell me that you're being disrespectful to him.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Isn't that a double standard?
Well, is it a double standard or is it just tit for tat? If he's calling women disgusting pigs and I call him Donnie, which is only disrespectful to him because he's so full of himself, then is it really disrespectful?
We're coming back live here in Mac's World.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
Hey everybody, I brought Northern Lights Pizza! And it's got Graziano sausage!
Rock and Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for their opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens, rock on! This is Pat McManus for Rock and Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live. From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Minutes after 3 o'clock, 3:22 on the 8th day of December in the Lord's year 2016. I'm J. Michael McCoy. Thursday edition of Max World Live. We are now counting down 7, 8, 9 days until Bob Montserrat, myself, Craig Ellingson, along with Betty and Dick Odegaard, will board a United Airlines jet, fly to Roanoke. No, not Roanoke. Where are we going?
You're going to New Jersey. What's Newark?
Newark, New Jersey. And then a 7, what did Bob say? It's a 787?
I don't remember.
I don't think it was a 787.
Well, it's the Airbus. Whatever the biggest plane is they make. Isn't that a 787?
I think so.
It is, isn't
What's
it?
the 747?
Right.
That's not.
Oh, that's you and I. You and I are showing our age there.
Yeah.
Because I used to think 747s were the biggest plane too, but that's when we were like 25.
Well, the 747.
You were not born yet.
The 747 is what Air Force One is, though, right? That was the controversy. That
I don't think it's that big. I don't think
Yeah, I believe it's a 747.
Okay.
Anyways. Should I Google it?
Yeah, I think it's a 787, I think they said. Anyway, and then a 12-hour flight in a chair, sitting down for 12 hours over to Tel Aviv.
You'll be stir crazy by the time you get off that plane.
Yeah, I will. I will. But it's God's going to take care of me. He's got to take care of me because he knows he knows how I feel about flying. I don't like to fly. I'm not a goofball about it. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not, But it's just, who wants to be in a tin can for 12 hours?
I've done it. Have you ever been on one for that long?
No.
To Australia, it's that long.
Oh my gosh.
And it is maddening.
How did you do it?
Well, they all of the seat backs have movies, so you can watch movies. So you can watch 6 movies. That's really the only way you get through it. And there's really no sleeping. In theory you can sleep, but I fall asleep and it feels like I'm falling.
Yeah.
So to Japan it was also long, but not that long. And so you're gonna hate it. I'm just gonna tell you.
Well, that's all right. Jill got me a brand new tablet or iPad or whatever they're called. And I've got a lot of John Eldridge loaded in from Wild at Heart, which I really like that stuff. So we'll do what we can do. And then we'll be live here on Thursday and Friday. Is that right? Or Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday?
The Israel broadcast is Thursday, Friday, then, of course, Saturday at noon, and then Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
So the 2 days before Christmas, weekdays before Christmas, including Christmas Eve, and then the 2 days after.
Yeah, and we get back like middle of the night on Tuesday night. We'll do the show and literally jump on a plane. And because of the loss of time or the time added or whatever it is, it's a 26-hour flight. Now, obviously, we're not in the plane for 26 hours, but we gain all this time back. So,
the key is to drink a lot of water.
Really? Why?
Be hydrated the whole time. Because the recycled air, I guess, dries you out, and it makes you literally physically sick. So you have to drink constantly while you're in the air for that long of a period of time.
Well, I don't have any problem with drinking.
Probably not alcohol.
Foster Brooks over here doesn't have any problem.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so it's Thursday, and our special guest is Loud and Liberal Heather with her niece, Kara. Say hi.
Hi.
Use your regular voice. That's your regular
That's
voice?
her regular voice. That's why she works for me as a princess.
All right. And then your daughter, Heaven, is also here.
Hello.
Now, that's not your voice either.
I'm being pleasant.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for trying so hard. Hey, listen, we lost a couple people today. Maybe you've heard, maybe you haven't. For those of us that grew up in the 60s and 70s, one of my favorite bands was Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Phenomenal guitarist, Greg Lake. Anyway, he passed away today, age 69. And then it just broke about 40 minutes ago that Senator and former astronaut John Glenn has died at the age of 95.
Oh, no. I saw that he was sick on the BBC a couple days ago. That's a shame.
Yeah, well, he lived 95 years. That's pretty good. And I'm assuming he's with Jesus, so he's got it better than you and I do. Right, Heather? Or right, Heaven?
Heaven, and I was kind of hoping he's with aliens. That'd be awesome. What?
Roloff is waving the white flag here.
515-809-0993. That is the Service Legends Truth Talk text line, brought to you by First Call Bail Bonds, who reminds you to not text and drive. I believe you have a text, Mr. Roloff.
We do. We have 2 texts. That's my bell sound. I'm having way too much fun. First
you can
text.
put the pen down now.
Oh, yeah.
I've answered your hand. Yeah.
I've got 2.
Okay.
We'll read the simpler one first. You go, Heather. You're having these gentlemen for lunch. I'm doing the emphasis with the exclamation point. While a person cannot justify any of Bill Clinton's faults, keep the focus on Donnie. I cannot believe any woman voted for him. That's number 1 text. Number
Thank
2.
you. Woo, someone agrees with me.
Woohoo.
Yay.
You got a you go.
Go,
yeah.
Mom.
Heaven, did you text that in?
She may have.
No.
She was late for a reason.
No, I was buying pants.
Okay.
She's a liberated woman. She buys pants.
Yeah.
So, no one else. Anyway. All right. So this is not me. This is a text. Again, I appreciate Heather for obvious reasons, but she just said 2 wrongs don't make a right with regard to Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, and went on to say that because Trump is disrespectful to women, she has the right to be disrespectful to him. Again, politically, I agree with Heather, but she is sacrificing her moral high ground at best and being a hypocrite at worst. And a hi, Chris.
Well, I appreciate that feedback, but I just want to preface: I have been calling Donnie since he entered the race. Before it really even became a issue where he was disrespecting women. But that being said, I'm not going out of my way to disrespect him and call him vulgar words. I just know that he's so full of himself that I would think it would drive him insane to be called Donnie. So that's really just me being petty.
But again,
I'll admit it, I'm just being petty.
If 2 wrongs don't make a right, you doing something wrong doesn't make what Trump. You see what I'm saying? I mean, obviously the point hits home, and you're going to ignore that despite the fact that you know that you're disrespecting him.
Well, I think it's a little bit different. First of all, I don't have any power. He does. He has a lot of power, and he has a huge network.
You've got a microphone in front of you. Congratulations. You have power.
I'm moving on up, baby. But he can tweet to me and have all of his supporters harass me till there's no tomorrow. That's not going to happen because I call him Donnie. There's a difference. There's a power difference here.
Well, in interest of disclosure, I call Barack Obama Barry. So I mean, touche. I don't necessarily have any problem with that. But the thing I want to get on the table with you is get to the root of your problem. Quit the bull and just say what you really don't like about him, and put the bogus excuse that he's a womanizer aside. Because, as I pointed out, you've got heroes, absolute rock star heroes. When Bill Clinton walks in a room, money falls out of people's pockets for the Hillary campaign.
Okay, I'm a little confused. At what point did I not come clear on how I feel about Donnie Trump?
No, but what I'm saying, you and your daughter, the last time you were in here, you were making a great issue about the womanizing aspect of Trump. And I'm simply saying, if you have made heroes out of people on your side, let's just cancel that out, because men, for the most part, can be cads of whatever party they're in. Let's agree to that. But
people
as we were
regardless
told,
of sex,
but as I was told by guys like James Carville, Paul Begala, and different people on your side all through the 90s, it's the economy, stupid. Okay? So it doesn't make no difference what Bill Clinton's peccadillos were. The economy's great, so everything's great. It's just a private sexual affair. To which I said, bull honky, but nonetheless, it was the economy stupid that was repeated over and over and over again. And if Trump produces on the economy, a lot of this flack is going to go away.
Oh, it won't go away from me.
Well, sure.
It might go away from other people, and they might say, "Wow, he's done great." I just don't see that happening. I don't see him being gangbusters on the economy, and I think that everything he does in his public life is fair game.
Well, would you suggest that a Japanese guy that comes over here and is willing to invest $50 billion in our country, and which would involve 50,000 jobs, do you think that's a boost or a jet to our economy that maybe we didn't have before?
Well, you're going to have to preface those jobs. Are they jobs with benefits that people can go to the doctor and they can make a livable wage? Or is it just some guy coming over and saying, I would like to take advantage of cheap labor?
Well,
because there's a difference.
Look,
one's going to be good for the economy and good for working families, and the other one's just going to keep us where we are right now in a stale, stagnant position as a working country.
Monday, I missed the show, and I was on my way back from Detroit, Michigan, where all our automobiles were made in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And that town has literally took a hit that is just unbelievable, that they've lost half their population, their infrastructure's crumbling. And I think about all those jobs that's been chased out of this country because of environmental strangulation, oppressive taxation, immigration policies, and unions. And I'm just simply telling you that Trump is going to be much better on jobs, infrastructure, the economy than you give him credit for. And when he starts warming people's hearts through that, you're going to be the minority.
515-809-0993. That is the Service Legends Truth Talk text line, brought to you in part by First Call Bail Bonds. They remind you not to text and drive. Thank you very much. And I believe Mr. Montserrat, who is disguised, or I'm sorry, Mr. Roloff, who is disguised as the Cat in the Hat, has a text for us.
I've got a couple. The first one.
You can put your sign down now. Jiminy.
The first one comes from.
He holds a pen up with a little white sign on it that says text. Like, I don't know. What else would you raise your hand for?
I don't know. Maybe I have my own comment.
Okay, well, when you have your own comment, then you just raise a finger.
I have a different.
And when you have a text, then you just raise the little flag.
I'll do that.
Okay, welcome to radio, big boy.
Just trying to, keep up.
Keep up.
Got two texts, multiple texts, two different. Now you put on my phone. The first one comes from Bob Montserrat, the Cat in the Hat himself.
Oh, my.
Who happened to, the text is simply this, 777.
Yeah, I know, 777.
That's what it is.
That's what the jet is, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 777.
I said 787. I don't think they make 787s, but
so,
777.
Good game, by the way, code 777, if you like deduction games. Here's another text that we've got. It says, "Hey, Chris, this is Chris." So, hi, Chris.
Who, Chris?
Chris.
Who, Chris?
It's Chris.
You, Chris?
Not me. It just says Chris.
Who, Chris?
Well,
Chris with a C or Chris with a K?
Chris with a C.
Female or male?
Well, I don't know. It says
liberal or conservative.
Well, let me read it.
Oh,
and we'll come to that determination.
Okay, go ahead, Chris.
Starting once again. Hey, Chris, this is Chris. My brother's name is Donovan, and I have called him Donnie for most of his life, and I love that name. Keep saying it. And then Trump card. I don't know what that means. So, text is fun.
All right, let's take a break, and we're coming back. Loud and liberal Heather's with us today as we get ready to await the upcoming president of the United States of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump, to Des Moines. We'll be back live here in Mac's World.
Northern Lights Pizza's amazing garlic butter makes amazing breadsticks. Now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza. I'm Brian Leach, owner of Service Legends, and my position is Chief Talent Officer.
I'm Nicholas Wonderscheid.
I am Bernie Hobbs.
And I'm the Service Manager.
Marketing Director and Client Relations Manager.
Everything that we do is about ensuring that we exceed your expectations.
Our clients are important to us. 100% satisfaction.
We're not just focused on heating and cooling. That's the easiest part of our job, actually, is fixing furnaces and air conditioners.
Everyone that we come in touch with, we want to improve lives.
Bottom line is, we've got our installation guarantees, 25% energy savings guarantee, comfort guarantee, temperature selection guarantee, property protection guarantee.
100% satisfaction guaranteed. Fixed rate or it's free.
All of those guarantees are backed up with a 100% money-back guarantee to hold ourselves accountable to making sure that you get what you're after.
Just fixing the problem today. If they have another problem 5 days down the road, it's still fixed rate or it's free.
We use what's called straightforward pricing. Our technicians are going to give you an exact to-the-penny price on what it's going to take before they move forward with any repair. That way you know what to expect.
It's the same price every day.
No surprises.
If you get off work at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you come home, you realize that, oh, my furnace is broken. Now you need to call somebody out that night. You shouldn't have to pay more for that.
We're guaranteeing service 24/7.
We run afternoons, evenings, nights, weekends. We're staffed to work that.
Phone rings at 3 in the morning. You'll get one of our representatives answering the phone every time.
We're not sending you out to Timbuktu in some call center. It's our Service Legend team members, our mission control team.
I'll take a call anytime.
And then they answer the phones the same way during the day as they do at night.
It's a great day at your service company. How can we make you smile?
That's the only way to provide true 24-hour service.
When you're able to let somebody actually live in their home safely when they weren't able to do that before, where they don't have to stay up at night and worry about, is the heat going to come back on? Are we going to freeze the pipes? Is the baby in the room next door going to be sick because they got too cold? When you're able to help somebody overcome challenges like that, that's impacting a life. That makes a difference. I get goosebumps thinking about it.
I love the team. I love the people that I work with.
We have fun, but we work hard.
I call them my ambassadors of legendary service. If you could just envision what that is, that's who we're sending to your home.
They literally will call in, pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I want to talk to your manager. And I get on the phone, they're like, that technician that was at my house was the greatest technician ever. That's cool to me.
We want to brighten people's days.
Every person that we have going into the house has gone through an extensive background check.
Drug testing, we have a very thorough interview process that 1 out of 140 people make it through.
If we promise you something, that's what you're going to get, no matter what.
We're here when you need us to protect the safety and comfort of your family.
If you're not happy, we're going to make it right.
If we're willing to put 100% money-back guarantee on what we do, what type of work do you think we do?
Give us a call. We're there for you 24/7, 365 days a year.
Enough said.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Go sell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere. Go sell it on the mountain, that Jesus Christ is born.
22 minutes before the top of the hour, Salem Radio Network News, and then we're back for another exciting hour here in Max World on this Thursday, the 8th of December. I'm J. Michael McCoy. If I haven't told you lately, thanks for listening. I love this job. Couldn't do it without you. Welcoming some new friends into the studio today. You've met Loud and Liberal Heather. By the way, she likes that name. I wouldn't call her a name that she didn't like because that would be disrespectful. But she right? You like Loud and Liberal.
Well, that's my hashtag. That's my tagline on like everything.
On Twitter and Facebook? And,
yes.
All right. So if you want to find her, it's hashtag Loud and Liberal Heather. And today she brought her darling daughter, Heaven, and her brother's daughter, your niece, Kara.
Yes.
And Kara, we didn't get a chance to hear from you in that last segment. Did you have something? We kind of hit a break, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I was just going to comment. I know that the verse said that, Donald Trump is going to do well for the economy, but he's also said, and it's a quote that he actually said, the economy runs better under the Democrats.
That was Donald Trump that said that.
That was Donald Trump that said that.
When did he say that?
I forgot the exact line.
In the 1990s. We can pull it up later for you if you want off Mom's phone.
Okay, so anything that was said or done in the 90s, we can bring forward to 2016 and it's got validity. You're telling me that what you did, you weren't even alive in the 90s, were you?
I was born in 95.
Okay, so
94 here.
Okay.
90s kids for life.
All right. So what I hear you saying, Heaven, that it's okay for me to bring up something that happened in the 90s.
Well,
and it's relevant 25 years later.
What you're bringing up is extramarital affairs that have absolutely nothing to do with this day and age. I mean, yes, it is not okay for Bill Clinton to cheat on his wife, but at the same time, it's not okay for Donald Trump to say atrocious things about women and minorities and refugees and unions and children and just every single
He just says something bad about everybody, right?
Yes, because that's what he is.
So he's an equal opportunity bad sayer.
Yes. That's
Okay.
the only good thing about him is that he's equal opportunity in that one section.
So it's nothing just particularly against women.
Well, it's particularly egregious against women. I mean, that's what we're protesting today. But I mean, if there's a protest tomorrow about how horrible he is toward immigrants, then I guess I'd go to that as well. But today it just happens to be women. I'm sure there will be other opportunities because he's so egregious to so many different groups.
I think you'll find that in the days to come, there's going to be less and less situations like that because he's going to try to draw consensus in the country to get some things done, and you're going to have to work across the aisle to do that. So let's kind of just hold our powder and keep it dry until we start seeing some of the deals that come out.
I can't. When he puts white supremacists in his cabinet and he puts people that are so non-friendly to all of the special
Kind of like
interests.
Senator Byrd, who's been in the Senate for 40 years. Your Democratic Senator Byrd, he was the head of the KKK.
Probably
White
oversaw a
supremacist.
lynching or two. He was a grand wizard.
Okay,
Yeah.
so is he in Donald Trump's cabinet all of a sudden?
No,
And
but
he's
he
going
was
to be his
he was a
chief,
mentor and a hero to Hillary.
Again, this has nothing to do with Donald Trump putting these people in his cabinet.
But
so I
what
don't. My point is, I don't agree that he is going.
Sorry, I bumped the bell.
I thought you had a text.
But, Heather, my point is that you find fault in Donald. I see your hand, Heaven. I'll get there. You find fault in Donald Trump, but nobody else who does the very same things he does, they're not responsible.
That's not true.
You say
I
white
don't have to agree with
supremacists
white
and-
supremacists, regardless of the side of the aisle that they're on.
Okay, and who did he hire and put in his cabinet that's a white supremacist?
Oh, Heaven can. I think
They
she was
think
chomping at the
Steve
bit to answer
Bannon.
that.
Yeah, it was Steve Bannon. But backtracking to us having to work with Donald Trump, Mitch McConnell said that his number one priority was to make sure that Barack Obama did not get reelected. And when he did get reelected, he said his priority was to block everything that Barack Obama did. So no, we don't have to work with Donald Trump. You know that saying, treat people the way you want to be treated? Yeah.
do
They
you
wanted to be treated like that, so we're going to
Do
treat
you
them like
think
that.
Harry Reid and different people was in the interest of getting George Bush reelected?
What?
Do you think the leader of the Democrat Senate?
No.
You're picking
Oh, but they
on,
also
you're picking
didn't
on
block
Mitch McConnell.
everything.
Yeah, they didn't block
everything.
everything. They didn't block everything.
In fact, they actually promoted a lot of stuff, including.
Yeah.
do you think?
The
but do you-
difference between George Bush and Barack Obama is plain and simple. Barack is black and Mitch McConnell's from Kentucky.
Listen, here's the problem. There's no one on our side in the 17 candidates that were running that you would not accuse of the same thing. You would accuse
that's
of
not
Carly
true.
Fiorina.
That's not true.
Ben Carson, Herman Cain of all people, the last time was accused of being a racist. How is a black man, Herman Cain, a racist? How is a black man, Ben Carson, a racist? How is Carly Fiorina anti-woman? You would have accused any one of our candidates of the same thing. Every one of our nominees for the Supreme Court gets accused of being racist and anti-woman. So you wouldn't have liked any of them.
Oh, I wouldn't have disliked them as much as I disliked
Yeah,
Donald Trump.
I was okay
I wouldn't
with-
have liked any of them. That's true.
I was okay with Jeb. Obviously, I didn't want another Bush, but I was okay with Jeb Bush. I was okay with Chris Christie. I was okay with the moderates who actually knew how to work with across the aisle. I wasn't okay with an orange Cheeto.
Well, I picked this up. What was wrong with a Bush? The way you said it, Bush with the emphasis on Ush.
'Cause
What was wrong with the Bush?
Because we've had two Bushes, and that didn't turn out well.
Well, we had a Clinton and it didn't turn out well.
Well, I didn't want another Clinton. I didn't want another Bush. I actually said that on Meet the Press, and I got my wish. Unfortunately, now we've got Trump.
We wanted an O'Malley.
I would have loved an O'Malley. O'Malley was fantastic.
O'Malley was amazing.
Yeah, this is an O'Malley love fest right here. We love O'Malley. Hopefully, he runs again in 4 years.
But when O'Malley backed down off of Black Lives Matter, he just shot himself in the foot and looked like a wimp, and he shouldn't even have been in the race because it was a coronation for Hillary Clinton all
I
along,
don't
and you
think
guys
it was
know
too
it.
much for. Well, yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. It was a coronation for Hillary, but I think that what he said was, I didn't mean to offend people by saying that all lives matter. I meant to empathize with your cause, and I don't think that's a bad thing to say.
With
Is that
all
I
the-
can empathize with somebody because I understand that they are in a kind of pain.
With all the stuff that's come out about WikiLeaks, how they went after Bernie Sanders and tried to torpedo him, why is Bernie Sanders not running around with his hair on fire saying, hey, what'd you guys do this to me for? I mean, they absolutely, it has been proven that Debbie Wasserman Schultz headed up the committee between her and Hillary to torpedo Bernie, and you guys are just, oh, Hillary, oh.
No, you don't know me, apparently, because I am not a fan of Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I was not a fan of Hillary Clinton, but she's still more qualified than Donald Trump
So
is.
how about cleaning up your own party and cleaning up your own house before you come over and try to clean up ours?
I'm doing the best I can to clean up my own party, to say that we are the party of the working families. We are the ones that brought you the 40-hour work week. We're the ones that brought you Social Security. That's the Democrats. That's my job for the next 2 years, to try and clean up our party and not have the anointed one get in there just because they are the anointed one.
Why did Hillary hemorrhage, according to Pat Goodell, a longtime Democrat pollster for Jimmy Carter and different ones, say that Hillary was hemorrhaging the white class, the working class blue collar worker? Why did that happen?
I don't understand that question. Secretary Clinton won the popular vote by 2.7 million people, so that's an irrelevant question. Donald Trump
lost the election. It's a very
Donald
relevant
Trump
question.
only won the Electoral College vote, which has been proven multiple times. I literally just wrote a paper on this, that it is an inadequate way to elect people.
But you change the system before you, in other words, you don't get in the middle of the game and complain about the game. Now, if you want to change the system and get away from the electoral system, do it now for the 2020 campaign. Don't decide to change the rules in the middle of the game.
No, I don't think we're changing the rules in the middle of the game. It is my goal to change the system right now.
I've always wanted to abolish the Electoral College. We've always wanted to abolish the Electoral College right after Gore.
Then who would ever go to South Dakota? Who would ever go to Wyoming? Who would ever land an airplane?
A person
who
is a
would
person.
Come to Iowa?
These are arbitrary barriers that divide people. They are still people. One person, one vote. That doesn't change if you're in Iowa or California or Florida or Kentucky. It doesn't matter. You all have one vote. That is the way democracy is supposed to work.
If you're a Democrat in Texas, you might as well not even vote. If it had been split equally, the Electoral College in 2012, Barack Obama would have gotten 16 of the Electoral College votes down there. But because of the Electoral College and the winner-take-all system, it's irrelevant.
All right, we're going to take our last break for this hour. Gibson has sent me a text. I'm going to give you that. If you've got information you'd like us to have, you can text it to us at the Service Legends Truth Talk text line at 515-809-0993. Coming back live in Mac's World on The Truth.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Rockton Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for their opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens, rock on! This is Pat McManus for Rockton Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
Northern Lights Pizza, your home of the tasty crust. Our garlic butter sauce now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza. Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common, everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live. From From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
He rules the world with truth and grace and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness and wonders of his love.
It's 10 minutes before the top of the hour, Salem Radio Network News, and then we're back with another exciting hour of Max World today. You know, I don't think that talk radio should ever be just one-sided. That's one of the reasons why we have Bob Montserrat, we have Chris Roloff, we have Frank the Verse, we have Jebediah when he decides to turn on his mic and speak up. And, of course, there's you on the text or on the phone. I've always enjoyed a good conversation with liberals. You learn a lot about where this country's going when you simply listen to how they reason their points. I'm trying to be nice when I say this. And loud and liberal Heather is here with her niece, Kara, and her daughter, Heaven. And we're talking about some of the issues around Donald Trump. Of course, Donald Trump in Des Moines tonight. I heard that it moved from Seven Flags over to the Hy-Vee Conference Center.
I didn't know it was ever at Seven Flags. I've only ever heard Hy-Vee Hall.
Hy-Vee? Okay. All right. Oh, Hy-Vee Hall.
Yeah.
Downtown.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I hope so. That's where I'm going.
It's a diversion.
They might have changed it because I'm going to be there.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it, Heather. They found out you were coming. They were
Not
listening.
loud and liberal, no.
They were listening to this radio program an hour ago. They heard you were coming, and so they've now moved it to the Texas Roadhouse. All right, Chris Roloff, who is filling in for Bob Montserrat, the Cat in the Hat, has a text for us off the Service Legends Truth Talk text line at 809-0993. And, of course, brought to you by First Call Bail Bonds. They remind you not to text and drive. Christopher?
We got two texts. The first one says, those three ladies should be on the radio every Thursday, if for no other reason than to make Mac and Frank sound whiny once in a while.
Thank you, stranger.
Thank you so much.
You have another one?
It's like a love fest through the text
Thank you,
messages.
Cousin
I like-
Mary.
I like this text thing.
Yes, I have another one. Sorry. These girls on the show have lots of hate in their heart. Why are they on this show? It sounds like I'm watching an episode of Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer.
I understand your pain.
Sorry about that.
I understand your pain.
I would hope for the Kardashians rather than Jerry Springer.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
All right, let's talk for just a minute, and this will probably carry over to the next hour. Heaven, how do you feel about Governor Branstad being tapped as the ambassador to China?
Well, it makes me sad he's going to be leaving so soon, but at the same time, I am genuinely worried about his health and how that's going to affect his job. I ran into him a couple of years ago at the farmers market downtown, and I was ready to catch him. He looked that bad. His wife was helping hold him up. I was actually worried. Even though he's a Republican, you can still show kindness by being worried about someone's health.
Okay. Kara, how about you? How do you feel about the governor being tapped as the ambassador to China?
I'm really happy that he got a chance to do it. I mean, it's something that obviously he wanted to do. He has this connection with China that I think that he'd be good for.
Okay, good. And then, of course, we have a new governor after that, and that's Lieutenant Governor
Kim Reynolds.
Kim Reynolds. How do you feel about her? She's a woman. She'll be the first woman governor. You're pro-women, I know.
Just because we're pro-women doesn't mean we're pro her ideology. Governor Branstad has led a campaign against the mental health institutes and has closed down mental health facilities. And so just because she's a woman doesn't mean she's going to be great. I expect her to be an extension of Terry Branstad, and I expect her to continue with the mental health closures.
What if she jumped over to the Democratic side?
That'd be awesome.
I don't think that's going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
No, but I just said, what if she would? Because, I mean, that's what Trump did. Trump's really a Democrat and has always been a Democrat. But he decided to run on the Republican side because he wasn't going to run against Hillary in the primary.
Well, I'm pretty sure that you had said that whatever he said in the 90s doesn't count. So him being a Democrat in the 90s, I'm not sure that that's
Oh, no, I think he was a Democrat in 2014.
Really?
Absolutely.
So you're saying that when
He gives more money to Democrats. And this is obviously documented.
Oh, I think he hedges his bets. Whomever he thinks is going to be most beneficial for him personally, that's who he gives money to.
69% of his money was given to Democrats, so more than 50%.
Well, maybe he's hedging his bets.
Chris, Bob Monsteret's seat over there with your Texas Rangers hat on. Do you have another text from the Service Legends Truth Talk text line?
Yes. One text just says, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What are you doing?
8 O's like this, so 8 O's. No!
That's the entire text?
To what? I don't know.
Just no.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be respectful.
Oh, maybe they mean Governor Reynolds. Maybe they're like, no, please
I don't
stay.
know.
It's not going to happen.
We've got more. The other one is, let me read this one. I'll end with the one that maybe can be commented about a little bit more. Here is, text says, oh my God, these girls are sad. But what I'd like to say is Max should download Audible. I listened to books at work and found a great Bible audio book, the best I've ever listened to. Mac could take that on the trip, download it on his tablet from Grandpa Doug.
Is that, Grandpa Doug, is that, because I think I've got the one you're talking about. Is that the one with every book in the Bible and it's recorded by famous people? I think it's got like 26 CDs.
I'll see. He'll get back to you. And then
Okay,
here's
Grandpa
something
Doug.
that you can, by the way, texter that says no, if you could explain what that means, that'd be helpful. Here's another one. This one could give us something to talk about. The United States is a constitutional republic, not a democracy. Clinton won New York City and Los Angeles County by over 4 million votes, which means he won the rest of the country by over 2 million.
Okay.
He meaning Donald Trump.
I believe so. I can read that again. The United States is a constitutional republic, not a democracy.
Right.
Clinton won New York City and Los Angeles County by over 4 million votes, which means Donald Trump won the rest of the county by over 2 million.
Yeah, Donald Trump won the popular vote if you take out Los Angeles County and New York County.
So if you take out a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Here's a fun fact. The majority of America isn't red. It isn't blue. It's purple. I'm going to give a plug to my favorite TV show, but you guys all really need to watch Adam Conover's Adam Ruins Everything, Adam Ruins Voting. It will perfectly explain the voting system and how the Electoral College messes everything up and how one vote doesn't count as
All right, Gibson
one
on
person.
text says, I will have to say that almost anyone has to be extremely impressed by the far-left liberals. They are the most willing to put ideals before the unfortunate reality that our economic and political system is currently in. Hashtag gas lamp part 2. All right, we're going to take our top of the hour break. The Salem Radio Network News will update us on the news. Again, if you haven't heard, we've lost John Glenn at the age of 95. And for us music freaks from the 60s, Greg Lake from Emerson, Lake and Palmer has passed away at age 69. We'll be coming back live. Your comments are what we're looking for on the text line at 515-809-0993 or on the voice line at 515-244-0077. I'm J. Michael McCoy. Thanks for listening. Love this job. Even today, couldn't do it without you here on The Truth.